What if the universe sent us a message from the edge of our solar system? Tonight, Neptune whispers a secret no one expected. Far out in the cold, dark reaches of our solar system, Neptune spins in silence. It is a world of incredible beauty and profound isolation. For billions of years, it has followed its lonely path around the sun, a ghost giant cloaked in swirling clouds of frozen methane. Its deep blue color is not the blue of our warm, life-giving oceans. It is the chilling blue of the abyss, a color born from unimaginable pressures and temperatures that would crush any visitor in an instant. This distant world has always held its secrets close, guarded by furious winds that scream faster than the speed of sound. We have only visited it once, a fleeting flyby that gave us a brief glimpse into its mysterious heart. Since that quick visit, Neptune has remained a distant puzzle. It is a planet so far away that the sun appears as just a bright star in its sky. Its light and warmth are faint whispers across an immense empty distance. The planet's existence is a constant, a reliable fixture in our cosmic neighborhood. It is the last great outpost of our solar system, a sentinel marking the boundary between our home and the infinite blackness of interstellar space. Its moons, named for ancient sea gods, dance around it in a slow, predictable ballet. For all of human history, Neptune has been a symbol of the quiet, unchanging nature of the cosmos, a place where nothing ever truly happens. We thought we understood its rhythms. We charted its storms like the great dark spot that once churned in its atmosphere before vanishing as mysteriously as it appeared. We measured its faint magnetic field and analyzed the composition of its icy atmosphere. We believed we had a handle on this remote world. We saw it as a place of natural processes, a massive ball of gas and ice, governed by the same laws of physics that rule our own planet. We built our models and our theories on the idea that Neptune was a quiet, predictable place. We were comfortable in our knowledge, certain that the outer solar system was a realm of cold, silent order. But the universe has a way of reminding us that our understanding is always incomplete. It can challenge our most fundamental assumptions with a single, unexpected event. Out there, in the profound silence where Neptune drifts, something was about to change. The lonely giant, the quiet sentinel at the edge of our celestial home, was about to become the center of the greatest mystery humanity had ever faced. A story was about to unfold that would force us to question everything we thought we knew about our place in the cosmos. The silence was about to be broken, and the universe would never seem the same again. The story begins not with a bang, but with a whisper. It started in a quiet data center on Earth, a place filled with the gentle hum of supercomputers. Dr. Eris Thorne was a young astronomer, and his job was to sift through mountains of information sent back by the James Webb Space Telescope. He was looking for faint heat signatures from distant exoplanets, a routine and often tedious task. But on this day, something was different. A signal appeared on his screen that did not belong. It was not from a distant star or a known asteroid. It was coming from our own backyard, from the direction of Neptune. The signal was strange. It was a single powerful burst of energy, unlike any natural phenomenon ever recorded. It was clean, structured, and impossibly brief. Dr. Thorne ran diagnostics, thinking it was an error, a glitch in the telescope's sensitive instruments. But the data was clean. The signal was real. He checked it against every known database of natural cosmic events, from gamma-ray bursts to solar flares. Nothing matched. It was a complete anomaly. A single sharp note in the cosmic symphony that had no known instrument. A chilling sense of excitement and dread began to creep into his mind. What could possibly create such a signal? Soon, the news spread like wildfire through the global astronomical community. Observatories around the world turned their powerful lenses toward Neptune. They were searching for the source of the impossible signal. At first, they found nothing. The planet looked just as it always had, calm, blue, and distant. But then, a second discovery was made. A small, faint object was detected on a trajectory that was almost unbelievable. It was moving at a speed that defied our understanding of celestial mechanics, and it was heading directly for Neptune. It was not an asteroid or a comet. It was moving too fast, too purposefully. The world watched in suspense. This object was on a collision course. Scientists calculated its path with increasing alarm. It was not going to be a glancing blow. It was going to plunge directly into the heart of Neptune's deep, dense atmosphere. The impact was predicted to be immense, an event of planetary scale. Yet the object itself was small, far too small to create such a massive disturbance on its own. It made no sense. It was like a pebble being thrown at a battleship, but with the expected result of sinking it. The laws of physics as we knew them said this was impossible, and yet, it was happening. The impact was unlike anything ever witnessed. There was no bright flash of light, no massive explosion visible from Earth. One moment, the object was there, a tiny speck racing toward the giant planet. The next, it was gone, swallowed by the deep blue clouds. For a few tense hours, it seemed as though nothing had happened. Neptune continued its silent spin, looking completely unchanged. Some scientists began to breathe a sigh of relief, speculating that the object had been too small to have any effect, that it had simply burned up harmlessly in the upper atmosphere. They were wrong. The real effect was far stranger and more profound. The first sign that something was deeply wrong came from the planet's magnetic field. Instruments monitoring Neptune's magnetosphere suddenly went haywire. The field, normally a stable, predictable bubble of energy surrounding the planet, began to fluctuate wildly. It pulsed and warped, as if something had struck a massive tuning fork deep within the planet's core. This was not a surface event. The impact had delivered a shockwave that traveled through the planet's layers of compressed water, ammonia, and methane ice, right down to its very center. It was a bruise that was not visible on the surface but was felt in the planet's fundamental forces. Then the atmosphere began to change. A new dark spot started to form, larger and more violent than any seen before. But this was no ordinary storm. It swirled with an unnatural energy, and its color was a deep, bruised purple, a shade never before seen in Neptune's clouds. The winds around this new vortex accelerated to impossible speeds, creating a tempest that threatened to tear the planet's atmosphere apart. It was as if the impact had injected a dose of chaos directly into the planet's weather systems, triggering a chain reaction that was growing more powerful by the hour. Neptune was waking up, and it was screaming. Scientists were baffled. How could such a small object cause such a massive, planet-wide reaction? The energy released was thousands of times greater than what could be explained by a simple kinetic impact. Theories began to fly. Was the object made of some unknown hyperdense matter? Did it carry some kind of technology that reacted with Neptune's unique chemical composition? The debate raged in research centers and universities across the globe. Was this a 1 in a trillion natural event, a cosmic fluke that we were lucky enough to witness? Or was it something else? Was this impact designed? The question hung in the air, heavy with terrifying implications. The storm on Neptune grew into a monstrous spectacle. It was named the Bruise, a swirling vortex of purple and black clouds that now spanned a region larger than the entire Earth. Inside this superstorm, lightning flashed with an intensity that dwarfed anything in our solar system. These were not simple bolts of electricity. They were massive, sustained discharges of energy that lit up the planet's dark side with an eerie, rhythmic glow. The storm was not just a weather phenomenon. It had become a geological engine, dredging up material from deep within the planet's interior and exposing it to the surface for the first time. The quiet blue giant was now a raging beast. Then came the signals. Radio telescopes on Earth, still pointed at the wounded planet, began to detect strange, new emissions. They were not random noise like the static of the cosmos. They were complex, repeating patterns, almost like a language. At first, they were faint, buried deep within the noise of the raging storm. But as the days went on, the signals grew stronger, more defined. They had a mathematical structure, a clear and deliberate rhythm that sent a shiver down the spine of every person who heard them. This was not nature. This was something else. This was a message. The world was gripped by a mixture of awe and terror. The question of natural or artificial was no longer a simple scientific debate. It was now a question of existential importance for all of humanity. If the object was an artificial probe, who sent it? And why? Was the impact a targeted attack, an act of cosmic vandalism? Or was it something more complex? Perhaps it was a key, designed to unlock something that was dormant deep inside Neptune. The signals were being decoded, but they revealed no simple language. They were complex equations, describing physics that we were only just beginning to understand. The fear was palpable. We were no longer alone, and our first contact was not a friendly greeting. It was a violent, mysterious event at the edge of our own solar system. People looked up at the night sky with a new sense of unease. The stars no longer seemed like peaceful, distant lights. They were now potential homes to unknown intelligences, beings whose power and motives were completely alien to us. The universe suddenly felt much larger and much more dangerous. We were like children who had just realized that there were unseen giants living in our house, moving the furniture around while we slept. The mystery deepened even further. High-resolution imaging of the storm's center, the bruise, revealed something impossible. Deep within the swirling purple clouds, inside the very eye of the tempest, there was a glow. It was not the flash of lightning or a chemical reaction. It was a steady, contained light, pulsing softly in rhythm with the strange radio signals that were still being broadcast across the solar system. It was as if the impact had not destroyed something, but had activated it. It was like a power switch had been flipped on a machine that had been waiting silently in the dark for eons, hidden deep within the icy heart of a gas giant. The theories became even wilder. Was Neptune not a planet in the traditional sense? Could it be a shell, a natural cocoon built around something ancient and artificial? Had the object been a key, sent by its creators to awaken it? The signals were now being interpreted not as a message to us, but as a diagnostic report. A system status update being broadcast from the newly awakened machine. We were not the intended audience. We were just eavesdroppers on a cosmic conversation whose participants and purpose were far beyond our comprehension. The awe was overwhelming, but it was tinted with a primal fear of the unknown. And then, just as suddenly as it all began, it changed. A new object was detected by our telescopes. It was rising out of the storm. A dark, non-reflective shape, far larger than the original object that had caused the impact, was slowly ascending from the planet's atmosphere. It moved with a slow, deliberate grace, shedding the purple clouds of the superstorm like a cloak. It did not burn with engine fire or leave a trail of exhaust. It simply moved silently and effortlessly against the planet's immense gravity. It paused for a moment, a black silhouette against the blue curve of Neptune. As the mysterious shape began to accelerate, heading out of our solar system and toward the blackness of interstellar space, the storm on Neptune began to calm. The strange signals faded into silence. The planet's magnetic field started to stabilize. The eerie glow in its core vanished. It was over. But what was it? We were left with more questions than answers. We had witnessed an event that rewrote our understanding of the universe. We now know that we are not alone, but we do not know who our cosmic neighbors are or what they want. We only know that they can turn a planet on and off like a light switch, and that they have left a calling card in our own backyard. The question is no longer, are we alone? The question is, what happens next?